Well, thank you guys, first of all, for speaking with FandomWire. I want to go ahead and start with Austin. So you were obviously in Clerks 3 not too long ago, before the 430 movie. Did you and Kevin have talks about this film while you guys were prepping or in the process of making Clerks 3?
No, actually, he wrote this one super quick, and I don't think that from the get-go I was really who he thought of in terms of playing Brian, but I feel like he wrote this one really fast after Clerks 3 had even come out. I think he wrote it and then within a year we were making it. So it happened really fast.
And then once you were cast as Brian, did he have any conversations with you about how he wanted the character to be played, or did he give you a lot of freedom in that regard?
He gave me, I feel like too much freedom that it kind of made me like freak out a little bit.
Mhm.
But yeah, he just kept saying, just I trust you, man. You're gonna kill it. And I really just tried to pour as much truth from my own life that I could within this character, knowing and having like a relationship with Kevin and just trying to bridge the gap and combine the two to kind of create Brian.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, everybody else, obviously, Austin had already worked with Kevin before. Were you guys big fans of Kevin before making 430 movie? I guess start with Nick.
Yeah, I sure was. I mean, I, I certainly was familiar and a fan of quite a few of his movies. Jan Silent Bob Strike Back
Mhm.
is a really good comedy movie that I like watching. So, of course, I knew who he was, and it was cool to work with somebody that's really got an iconic filmography and to kind of knowing as I was approaching the character that I was going to be a part of it.
Great. And then Reed and then Sienna.
Yeah, I wasn't too deep in the View Askew universe before this film. I had seen Clerks, and I knew Kevin because I'm also from New Jersey, so I knew of Kevin, but I didn't know the extent of his films until getting cast in this. And now I've gone back and watched them, some of them, I should say, not all of them, but they're fantastic. And working with him was a dream come true in that regard. But yeah, so I wasn't super deep in the universe until then.
I'm in the same boat as Reed, but I knew he was a legend, and
Yeah.
after booking this is when I went back and rewatched Clerks first, but with my family, and then getting to see like the way he works on set kind of fit the puzzle pieces together as well.
Yeah, makes sense. So Nick, you get a really fun scene with Sam Richardson most of the way through the movie. Kind of tell us about the process of shooting that scene, and were you guys even able to get through it in like one or two takes, or was he too funny to make that happen?
Yeah, it took a few takes. Yeah, it was very silly scene. And I don't know if you can't really tell when you're watching it, but the biggest challenge of it was the big bright sun in my face. I remember like just like squinting the whole way, my eyes burned and would tear up in between each take. Not to be so delicate sounding, you know. It's but yeah, it was a lot of fun and play, kid and play around. Sam was a fantastic human to meet, and obviously he's a terrific talent. So it was easy, so to say, doing it with him. You know, it was kind of just get out the way and let the pro do his thing.
Yeah, and then Reed, you also get a handful of really great scenes with like comedy legends like Jeff Anderson and Ken Jeong. Um, First of all, who were you most excited to meet while you were filming those sequences?
Ken, for sure. Getting to work with Ken was really a dream come true on so many fronts. And if you can envision the nicest person on earth, he will apparate in front of you. Like he is one of the kindest, most hilarious, and thoughtful people I've ever gotten to work opposite of. And literally every take we're laughing. After every take we're laughing. In the dressing rooms we're laughing. It was just nonstop hilarity having him around. So that was iconic for sure.
And this is a kind of question for everybody. There's a lot of great like icons that's kind of popping in and out for even small scenes. Um, were you guys able to talk to any of them about how to advance your craft as an actor or as a comedian?
I don't I don't know if I ever had a conversation quite like that. I'm too worried, nervous to ask those types of questions to those types of people. Although I was very delighted to meet all of the people, the cameos and pop-ins and the great stars that were part of it. But I don't know if I did that personally.
Yeah, same here. I feel like in terms of that, the closest that I really got to was just when I was doing some scenes with Justin Long. He just asked Kevin if can we just like riff for a couple takes, and it was one of the main times that it was just total improv. And just kind of watching him, just seeing where he would take the scenes in the moment was just so cool and kind of in a sense like a comedic little masterclass that I was just witnessing before my eyes, like while trying to stay in character. Yeah, for me.
Okay, so Sienna, you joined kind of a long list of excellent leading ladies in Kevin Smith films. Obviously, you said you weren't super familiar with his filmography before you started watching, but since then, were there any that you really wanted to emulate your performance after? It doesn't have to be a Kevin Smith movie; it could be any movie.
Oh man. I I wish I could say there's one that comes to mind, but um I don't have any on the top of my head. But even hearing you say that is just it's very I'm honored. And I love that he's painted Melody in such a strong light, you know. No, nothing comes to mind.
So, as a group, did you guys do any bonding activities to make sure that the chemistry was fully there for you guys before the movie started?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
We
yeah.
hung out pretty much every day, regardless of if we were all we pretty much worked every day as well. But some days it was lighter schedules than others. And a lot of times we showed up on set to support each other even if we weren't working that day. So it was
Yeah,
kind
I
of like
felt like
nonstop hang.
all the chemistry between all of us was is something that when we were working, I was like, oh, this is so awesome because you can kind of tell when it all the puzzle pieces fit, and just in terms of all of you guys, it was just, I mean, for me, it was instant kind of connection without trying.
Yeah, you
Um,
know you like each other when you are like agreeing to hang out on your off days. And I feel like we were always hanging out and yeah, nonstop laughter. Yeah, you can't replicate that kind of chemistry with people or force it. So it was really great that we all had it pretty instantly.
We played a lot of Mario Kart. I think the first day I met, well, not the first day, but I think one of the first moments, meeting Austin, we were playing Mario Kart and like during the hair and makeup test, we'd go in between
why are you
Oh,
laughing
yeah.
so much?
because it was always like it was like the first day and we were already like bickering
Yeah,
and
she's
trash
very
talk.
good at Mario Kart.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
but I think she won every single time.
shut
So
up,
Mhm.
shut
So obviously Kevin Smith likes to bring characters back time and time again throughout his movies. Um, Question to you, all of you, would you be interested in reprising your role either in a 430 sequel, or do you think that it would just be in a one-off in one of his other movies in the future?
I would never subject myself to that type of stuff again. So hard now, hard pass.
Same.
Yeah, I'll never work with Kevin again.
Use just that soundbite from this interview and
Yeah.
let it go viral.
No, please just put that one in the text. Just write that out. That way there's a zero. But write me down as there. I'm there anytime.
Yeah, we do an 8:30 movie, and this one's rated X. It's not even R. It's just like we just take it even further.
All right. Well, hey, great. Thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Um, Excellent movie. It was really a lot of fun to watch, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks so
You.
much.